Sounds to me like the revolution is spreading. You know, this is a great theme for our program today, defending the American dream. But you know, I believe the campaign that we've been running here for the last 8 months has been coined in words quite close to it. It is restoring the vanishing American dream. This is what we have to do. We have a lot of restoration to perform, because if we're going to keep our American dream, we have to look to the problems that we face today. We face very serious economic problems, financial problems, foreign policy problems, monetary problems. They're listed up and down, and yet it's easily explainable how we got ourselves into this mess. Because there has been neglect of the Constitution, and we can restore the American dream by following the Constitution. You know, our government has been growing by leaps and bounds. We have, not too long ago, elected conservatives to run our government. But what has happened? The Republicans have become a party of entitlements and expanded governments. And as long as we do that, we're going to face this huge crisis. Our national debt now is $9 trillion, but that's minor compared to the $60 trillion of obligations that we have. And this is one reason I believe when we talk about these problems that the young people flock to our campaign, because the burden has been placed on the young people. And it's also one of the reasons when we come up with solutions and offer a chance for all young people to get out of the Social Security system, that they realize there are answers to this. On taxes, there's a lot of talk about taxes. You know, they talk about a flat tax and a fair tax, and my program is not complicated at all. I want the low tax. I want to get rid of the income tax completely and totally. And when I'm asked what I'm going to replace it with, I say nothing. We don't need anything if we have a proper-sized government. We don't have a proper-sized government. We have devised a government that has endorsed the principles contrary to the Constitution, to conservative principles, and we've endorsed the concept that we are to run an empire around the world and a welfare state here at home, and it's nothing but trouble. And what we have neglected have been our personal liberties, and that is the purpose of government, to protect liberty, not to promote war and welfare. The Constitution very clearly was written for a very important purpose, to restrain the government, not to restrain the people. Today it seems that just about all legislation is written to restrain the people, control the property, tax everything. At the same time, we have more secrecy in government than ever before. It should be the other way around. We should have open government and personal privacy. That's what we should argue for. There's been a subject that I've talked about ever since I first ran for Congress way back 30 years ago, and I still talk about it because it's in the news more so every day, and we cannot solve our problems if we don't look at this particular issue. And it has to do with the cartel controlling the banking and monetary system. As long as we permit a private secret bank to monetize debt, create money out of thin air when the politicians spend too much and they can't tax enough and can't borrow enough, then we print the money. So that is why we have to address the subject and eventually do as Jefferson and Jackson did, get rid of the national bank, the central bank of this country. My positions so often come from what we call the old right, the conservative traditional position, the constitutional position. And as you know, that part of the Republican Party has always been that of arguing against careless intervention overseas. And we as a party have benefited tremendously over the years by this position. Just think of how Eisenhower came in to clean up the mess of the Korean War, and how Nixon was elected after the mess that was created in the 60s in a no-win war. What did we do in the year 2000? We as a party ran on a program that I endorsed. No nation building, a humble foreign policy, no policing of the world. That's what the Republicans used to stand for. That's what we should stand for. We should stand for America, defend this country, and not to police an empire throughout the world.